Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be reviewing the Caliart brush markers. I used them one time, so I don't have the color swatching paper. I personally kind of like to color swatch on a different piece of paper anyways, but here are all the colors. There's quite a bit to choose from. They have a lot of variety for skin tones, greens, blues, reds, pinks. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the variety. So this is the drawing that we're going to be doing today. But first we're going to swatch all the colors out and do a quick ink. The inking I'm probably going to do off camera because it just takes a while. So let's start swatching. So I'm going to speed this up because there is tons of colors. I think this one's, I don't know if it's 107 or 120 something count. I don't know. I'm going to leave it in the description. The link to the Amazon link is going to be left down below. Same thing with the paper that I use. I'll have a link to that paper below also. It's called Hammermill cardstock. It's so good. I think it's an 80 pound, is it 80 pound weight? I don't know. But that link will also be down below. It's a very good paper for alcohol markers. So there's a lot of variety in color, and like I said before, the caps don't always match the actual color of the marker, so I would recommend doing a swatching like this on a piece of paper that you will be normally using, just so you know what to expect and you don't mess up your art, or you don't have to do it beforehand. It takes a little bit of time depending on how many markers you have, but I think it's worth it. So after this, I am going to pick out all the skin tones that I need. And I'm going to pick out the accent colors, the grays, the reds, pinks, stuff like that. Took me a little bit of time. I was actually, for one of the parts of the video, I think I clipped it out, but I was looking for a marker that I already picked out. Like, I literally just picked the marker out. I think it's right there. And I was like, where is this marker? And then I realized I literally already picked that marker. But I spent like a good minute or two just looking for it, and I didn't need to look for it at all because it was already there. But yeah. Little funny moment. But then right after this, I will do the line art off camera. And then I will be back to test out these markers. Okay, we're back. So line art is all done. And now we can get started on coloring this in. So the one disappointing thing in this pack is this marker. For some reason the cap is so small. It doesn't fully close. And it literally made the nib, like it smushed the nib in. I'm not sure what happened. I wish this was on the chisel nib side and not the brush nib side, but unfortunately that's what happened. As you can see, there is a little bit of a push in. I mean, the marker still works fine, but it was kind of disappointing because that's a color that I use as a base for skin tone quite often. So it's a little disappointing, but again, it works fine still. It's really not too much of a, too much damage or anything like that. So the color goes on very well. There was a lot of juice to it. It wasn't dried out at all. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. It seems pretty similar to Ohuhu markers. I mean, the nibs seem the same. There's not too much of a difference, honestly. So yeah. So I'm going to go in with a darker color. I just took my time with the shading. I was a little bit shy with putting the color down. I should have went a little bit heavier with the midtones and not be so, you know, cautious about it. Later on, I add more and more, but I could have went a little heavier with some of the midtones in the beginning. Yeah, it's always good to work from light to dark. You don't want to accidentally go too heavy and then guess what? You can't go back. So sometimes it's better to be a little bit cautious. It may take a little bit more time, but in all honesty, sometimes it's better that way. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit darker of a tone to really set some of those things back. Add a deeper shadow. I wish that I brought the brow line, like the shadow under the brow. I wish I made it a little bit darker. So then there's more depth. Because I feel like the eyebrows should have casted a little bit heavier of a shadow over the eye than I put. But, I mean, it still did pretty good. But could have been a little bit more depth to it. But that's the whole part of art. You learn from things that you've done and you just get better. So, at least I know for next time. I'm a little rusty. I haven't used markers too often lately, so that could be another reason why I was a little bit cautious on the shading part. I'm going to go in with a little bit darker of a tone now to really set some of those parts back further. But yeah, I'm really impressed with these markers. They're cheaper than Ohuhu, but they work very similar to Ohuhu. Like, I really don't see any big difference at all. They seem very similar. I'm not sure if the same manufacturers make it. Like, is it the same factory that's making Ohuhu markers? Because they're basically the same. I really honestly don't see a difference. I mean, other than that cap issue, the markers are perfect. Like, I have no other complaint. I think it was just kind of a fluke thing. I don't think that's common for that to happen. Because even when I was looking through reviews on Amazon for them, I didn't see anyone complain about that. So I think it was just a random thing that happened. So I'm adding a little bit even of a darker background, a darker shade to really push things back. And I'm going to add some lip color. I wasn't too happy with this color at first because I just thought it was a little bit too dramatic and kind of like lipstick almost. And yeah, I thought it was a little too much, and I was kind of worried that it wouldn't read the way that I wanted it to read. But as I layered it and added more shadowing and stuff, it ended up working out good. And then I used that color also up on top to balance the picture out, so it wasn't so heavy with the red at the bottom. So I'm going in with some more mid-tone just to smooth things out, some of the harsher lines. And gonna add in the coloring. I use like a dark brown for the eyes. And then I added some shadowing to the eye. Now I'm working on the hair. I like the lighter gray that I had going there. I unfortunately went a little bit too dark. I picked up the wrong marker and it looked basically black. I mean, it worked out in the end, but I didn't want to go that harsh with the color. Definitely with like the eyebrows, but it's fine because I go back in with, what are those called? The white gel pen, I forgot the brand that I used. But I went in with the white gel pen and it really helped tone down the black. Now I'm going to work on the hat. The hat I kind of just did really quick. Didn't really put too much into it. But I added a little bit of red up there too to help with the balancing of the red lip. And that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope it gives you a good viewpoint of how these markers work. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!